In this video, I thought I'd have some fun and try to marry some watches and cars together, as if they were designed by the same person. So just the other day, I was walking by and I saw a Mercedes G-Wagon. And I thought, wow, doesn't that have pretty close and similar design principles as a Rolex Submariner, specifically the maxi case. So I'm gonna rhyme off some watches, some classics, and try and marry them with some cars that I think share the same design principles. So starting with the first one, the Rolex Submariner. I think pretty obvious that it looks kind of like a G-Wagon. It's bulky, it's got broad shoulders, the watch has broad lugs. The car is known to be indestructible, and so is the watch. Pretty much can go anywhere and any time. Although I'm not sure how reliable Mercedes cars are nowadays, but if I were to match the watch with a more reliable car, I would say it is my favorite car, and that is the Toyota Land Cruiser. But nonetheless, the Submariner and the G-Wagon I think are a good pair. Moving on, watch number 2, the Rolex Daytona. I think the Daytona is a well-balanced watch. It's very classic. It has good shapes. And so the car that reminds me of the Daytona is the classic Ford GT. I think it's beautiful, almost like a woman. It has the perfect lines, it has the perfect shapes. It's narrow and wide, yet at the same time, and just so effortlessly looks like an exotic, even though it's a very old car now. And I think the Daytona has similar principles to the Ford GT. So there we go. Number 3, the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. So I think the Lamborghini Huracan has similar design principles, mainly because the Lamborghini has lots of hexagonal shapes, so 6 sides, whereas the AP Royal Oak has 8 sides. I do think they share a lot of similarities. So let's look at some design features on the Lamborghini Huracan. It's got hexagonal air vents. It has hexagonal push start button. It has hexagonal wheels and a lot of design elements to that shape. So I think those two are a good marriage. Number 4, keeping with the Lamborghini family, the Lamborghini Aventador. And I'm going to match it up with the Omega Bullhead Seamaster, mainly for the reason that Lamborghini logo is a bull, and the name Aventador comes from a bull's name that fought in 1993 in some famous bullfights. So I thought I'd match that up with a Omega Bullhead Seamaster. I think they look pretty striking, and so I think that's a good pair right there. Number 5. A Patek 5711. This is a sporty watch, yet classy watch. So I'm going to pair it with a Rolls-Royce Wraith. It's a sporty version of Rolls-Royce. It can carve the mountains, but it can also very eloquently just cruise at small speeds. So I think it's kind of similar to a 5711. They're both sporty, but can be classy at the same time. So moving on to the Patek 5004G. This is John Mayer's Patek Philippe, and I'm also going to pair it with another Rolls-Royce, and that is the Phantom, the upper echelon of class. The watch, is very busy, but it's done so classy, so elegantly, and I think with the Phantom, it has so many features, but it's just done so tastefully, classically designed, and without being too overwhelming. So I think those two are a good match. Number 6, I think I'm on the Seiko SKX. This is a Japanese watch. I'm gonna pair it with a Japanese sports car, the Nissan Skyline GTR. I would say the Seiko, it's good under the hood, it flies under the radar, and it can be easily modded, and that's similar to a Nissan Skyline or even a Toyota Supra nowadays. It's kind of a sleeper, and it can be heavily modded. As you know, a lot of SKX owners mod their watches, and so do Toyota Supra and Nissan Skyline enthusiasts. I'm going to pick now number 7, the Steinhart Ocean 39. I actually used to own this watch, and I'm going to pair it with a Hyundai Genesis. So a Genesis is a car that's loaded with features. A lot of the features come standard at no extra cost, and arguably the car is better than a Mercedes S-Class. It just doesn't have the brand name, and that's similar to, I'd say, Steinhart. You know, it has all the inner workings. I wouldn't say inner workings, but all the features of a great watch: a sapphire crystal, a beautiful shape, a good bracelet, ceramic bezel. It has a good movement, it looks good, but it just lacks that brand value, which is why I got rid of my Steinhart. So that's number 7. And number 8, the last one, I'm going to pair the Apple Watch with the obvious Tesla. For the main reason is that people who own Apple Watches absolutely love the watch. It has a lot of features that work for their lifestyles. And I hear the same thing about Tesla owners. The people that drive those cars will never drive another car again. They actually can't believe that we've been driving on gasoline cars for so long without all the features that Tesla currently offers, because it's just so advanced and it makes life so much easier. And I think the Apple Watch is pretty advanced as well. It even saves lives, for example. So that's why I would pair the Tesla with the Apple Watch. So let me know if that was a good video for you, or if you would change any cars for the watches that I mentioned, and comment down below. We'll see you in the next one.